Hi, Roger Hill, Weathering Heights Radio, Vermont. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Well, this is take two here. I'm showing 12-hour precipitation, roughly right in the vicinity of Rutland back into Windsor County. Precipitating currently at Rutland, also in White River Junction, West Lebanon. Models take it roughly from about Middlebury across over to Bradford. That's about the high tide mark, unfortunately. It looks like a lot of northern Vermont's going to have a pretty nice day. I say unfortunately because we could really use the rain in some of these counties here. And we'll get into some climatology here in a second about that. But this is 12-hour rainfall, and you can see some of these purples showing up. And these purples are pretty decent. We're getting above 2 inches in some locations, 1.5 to 2 inches. And the area has really been receiving a lot of rainfall. It's down here in parts of, I forget the name of the county now, but southern parts of New England into the lower Hudson Valley and the southern portion of the Catskills. But some pretty good rainfall across southern Vermont expected. Not as much as originally thought. The European model kind of shorting us a little bit. In northern Vermont, you're going to have a dry day. I would say Burlington back to St. John's, Berrien Points north until fairly late in the afternoon. Then we're going to see a little bit more precipitation. So this is looking at Norm's webcam off to the northwest, and you can see some blue sky here, but some high clouds are shifting on into the region, and a lot of areas to the south of us are seeing lower and thickening clouds, and this is having to do with that precipitation. You can see the darker clouds here in the distance, and indeed these clouds lowering, thickening, and it will be raining to the south of our region, but not across the northern 2/5 of Vermont as it looks now. So what we're looking at here is climatology water resource information, and this is accumulated precipitation going back over the year by county. These are averages of all the precipitation stations in that particular county. So let's look at Addison County as an average here. So what you can see. So month to date, 3.97. If you add today through midnight tonight, which will be updated again tomorrow and reflect these, the 30-day average, and you need 4.11 inches of precipitation to equal average or normal. We've received only about 3.8 inches, so kind of gives you an indication there as to where we are. And this being the 100% mark, average or normal, you can see we've been missing the mark and just underachieving. Again, this is for Addison County. The further south one travels, the least amount of precipitation. You can see underachieving going back, well back. So not only 30 days, but 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, year to date, from January 1st on. 365 days going back into last summer, and the water year, which I believe is July 1st to July 1st. And you can see just underachieving. Again, this is for Bennington County. For Washington County, we've been actually overachieving. So has Caledonia County, and I'll get into that in a second. We've received about 4.76 inches. My location in Worcester about 4.56 as of currently right now. That'll be my July total. So 4.21 is what the average is needed. We've overachieved, so we're actually doing better here in portions of Washington County. But each county is a little bit differently, and I'll show you that. But overachieving 4.76 in the 30-day. You go back 2 months, a little bit underachieving and so forth. You can see it's been a pretty dry year going back to really July 1st for the water year. A little better bird's eye view here. Addison County, you can see here, underachieving, but made up some ground in the last 30 days. Franklin County, well below. Grand Isle, this is Bennington. This is Caledonia County. Chittenden County, a little bit below normal on average. Orange County, so forth. Just below normal. Looks like Orange County below normal. Orleans County, Rutland. And then we get into Washington. We just showed you. Windham County down south looks like they're considerably below normal. Let's take a look at that because I think that's pertinent right now. It's pretty evenly below normal. Month to date, 30 days, 60, and so forth. The other thing to look at here is total precipitation totals in New England. The areas in red here are ones that have been not seeing as much precipitation. 1.5 to 2 inches. for a good portion of Massachusetts and so forth. Precipitation totals month to date, you can see we're down below normal by 2 to 3 inches in parts of Massachusetts. We have actually shown a little bit above normal, and again, Washington, Caledonia County, that carries over into central portions of New Hampshire, up around northern Maine, and so forth. Some areas have seen some decent rainfall, especially I think it's Westchester here, and just north of New York City has done pretty well, and they're getting flooded right now. So precipitation ahead, you can see this is the European model, deterministic, not the ensemble version, but 200 of an inch expected by 2 o'clock this afternoon in Montpelier. Nothing to the north of Montpelier, by the way. Looks like we have very little falling here. Again, this is Montpelier, Vermont. It's going to vary in different parts of Vermont, but it doesn't look like we're going to see much in the way of heavy rainfall. It does look like only 2/10 of an inch. Big deal, right? That's going to be between, looks like around 2 o'clock in the morning, early morning hours on Tuesday, through about 8 a.m. in the morning, and then things kind of taper off. Not a big rain producer. This is a huge fail with the European model being at the highest skill level. This thing is really underachieving in terms of rainfall. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.